From St. Cloud, Florida, this is the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
It's not working. I'm at my wit's end. I've been looking online for help. I don't know what to do.
Welcome to the Doc Show, Coast to Coast.
I am taking steroids.
Apparently some sicko drugged him in the park and gave him a nasty ear infection.
I don't want to scream like a little girl.
I've got drinks piling up on my desk and a stack of pills I haven't even opened yet.
Look at him. Look at Gimpy go.
Weeknights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
And my patience with you has worn thin.
It gives me a bad memory of a kidney stone I passed in the fall of 1998.
Give Doc a call, 407-498-3193.
My guess is this doctor's probably going to get hands-on and try to lift your leg.
Hey, watch it now, buddy.
This is America. I could sue you.
What do you get when you cross a highly outspoken individual with the power of radio?
I'm going to throw my crutches down, and I am going to dance like nobody's watching.
Well, you still get the highly outspoken Doc.
Oh, this is not good.
Often imitated, never quite duplicated.
Docky needs some working drugs.
This is The Doc Show, Coast to Coast, with Doc Holliday.
You sing very well, by the way.
Who, me?
Yeah. Am I the only one that listens to, like, the little sounding in between
I'm just
breaks?
glad I don't have to hear about, surgeries and complaining and so forth and so on.
Gimpy is off getting a haircut tonight.
I know. I'm telling you.
If you want to, give us a call, 407-498-3193. DocShowCoastToCoast.com. Hey, I can actually say that tonight. If you agree, disagree with anybody on my list, it's actually not my list. I apologize. I pulled it off the internet. But you know what? I just thought it was interesting because we do a lot of politics. Doc does a ton of politics if you listen to the show. And I try and come in with something a little bit different. I don't get to do this very often when he's not here. And it just...
And yet you turned into him tonight.
Just
milder.
Just milder. I'm Doc Junior, as you call me. But
you are Doc Junior.
I try and pick a little bit different of an angle to look at. And like I said, I don't get to do this very often. So I want to bring some stuff in where... I just get better at this. I mean, that's my goal when I first came to the station. It's probably been about a year now, a year and a half. I don't know if it's even been a year and a half, but just want to get better. I used to do this when I was a kid and it was fun. And I never really took it seriously. So for me, this is a golden opportunity, to kind of throw it back and see if I can actually, and talk radio is a lot harder than putting on a record and speaking in between it. Let me tell you.
Except when you have to try to hit a post.
I know.
When you have to hit a post, it sucks if you don't have intros and outros.
Well, when I did it, you had to turn records and you had to do
you're
that.
Old.
And I am old. And I had to find instrumental music until AP Network News came on.
You are
That's 1985 is when I started. So
really old there, bucko.
All right. So
how many you got left?
I got two more.
Here? Okay.
One you're going to go. They're both
if you're wondering
kinda...
what the list is, if you just tuned in, the list is. People are already speculating who's going to run for president in 2020. And then after this, we have to stop talking politics because I just can't deal with it.
I got some other stuff.
Okay.
I got some other stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so number 9, you kind of guessed.
Okay.
Which was The Rock, which I thought was more of a parody than anything.
Well, okay.
But you know what? I can't throw it out.
Well, okay. So I don't know what he's aiming is.
I don't know. I took it more as a joke, to be honest with you.
Is he claiming he's going to be a Republican?
I don't know. I didn't.
Or is he going to be an independent?
I didn't think anything. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really read too much into it because I just saw it and I thought, well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, look. Kanye said he was going to run.
Well,
right?
So that you stopped. That was my number 10.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Because I'm a genius.
Yes, you are. See, I didn't even show her the list beforehand.
So Kanye is going to run in 2020 again?
They just said a possibility. I mean, really? I mean,
well,
too many people dislike. Is he broke?
He's begging Zuckerberg. Many moons ago, he was begging them for money to
for an idea, wasn't it? Is he really broke though?
Listen, he's probably not liquid. He's probably
What's not liquid? Is that cash in the bank?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I just want to make sure I knew your definition.
See, okay, so I did find what I was looking for. So here's The Rock talking about whether or not he'll run for president.
There's a good chance. Because I used to say it jokingly. So people would bring up to me. But then what's interesting is I started to realize that every time I was asked, people who I meet, fans, in the street, out in public, or an interview, it was really asked with a real, genuine interest, and it was very earnest. And so I stopped joking about it and started to really think, like, could I make a difference? Could I make an impact? Could I be a tremendous leader? Could I galvanize? Can I surround myself with really brilliant people to help me make decisions? When the answers continued to come up, yes, 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 and I thought, yeah, there's a good chance. One day.
There you go.
I mean, you can't ever say never.
Why not?
Now
Why
because
can't you? We
Trump,
can't rule him
Trump
out.
did, right? So the last one is Kanye. You were saying,
Yes.
and, honestly,
I just think that's a joke. I'm sorry. I wrote it
He
because
doesn't
I
have
saw
money.
it. I didn't think you. Well, yes, I can't say that you do. We know The Rock has money. The Rock's got a lot of money.
Rye Guy's going to run in 2020.
Is he?
Yeah,
All right.
he just told me. He's already starting to fundraise. So go to Rye Guy Cruise on Facebook.
Right, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with
give
you.
him a like, and Rye Guy Cruz is going to be the next president of the United States in 2020.
And let me just sum this up really fast, and then we'll move on to non-politics. I promise, Sam, because I brought some. You know, Trump's in office now. He hasn't even taken.
He's not in office yet.
He's elected. He's not even in office yet.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a chance to go in there and see what he can do. Look, we elected him. You know, I felt it was a better decision than our other alternative. Who you chose or who you didn't chose was pretty much up to you. But you know what? I just keep the open mind of saying, you know what? He deserves a chance. I'm hoping he goes in there for 4 years. Why is your head down? I'm just hoping he goes in there and does good.
The ticket is going to be Guy Espinal 2020. Rye Guy and JJ is going to be the VP.
Oh, there you go. Is that why your head was down?
Yes.
Okay. So just give...
JJ will get you all the ladies' votes.
There you go. There you go. Well, he's already a YouTube sensation, isn't he?
JJ?
Yeah, didn't he say he had a commercial? I was listening the other night.
He was working with the Young Republicans, and apparently I have to find him. Hey, Ryan, maybe if you have a spare moment, if you do. If not, I can find it later.
We know you're busy.
Yeah, I do know you're busy. So,
Did I
hit record now that I said that?
Uh-oh. So my thing is give Trump a chance. Let him get in there. Let him get his feet wet. It sounds like he's surrounding himself with some qualified people. And all I want is this country, in the end, all I want is the country to be a better place to be in. Whatever we have to do to make this country great again, you know, I'm for. I want it to be, you know, I want it to be better than it has been the last 8 years. And so my thing is keep an open mind, give him a chance. And you know what? In 4 years he doesn't do the job, then I'm sure we will vote in somebody else. But that's the thing is this list is like he's done nothing because he's not even in the office yet, and we're already picking people to run in 2020. So I guess that was just kind of my politic reasons to bring it up. But I thought it was an interesting list. I wanted to see how many people you knew because half those people I had no idea who they were.
I knew quite a few.
So, but you do sit on the show every night too, where I don't. So anyway, that will end our politics for the evening until Doc gets back.
Until Doc gets
okay.
back. Oh.
So
well, then we're doing football.
So yes.
He's not allowed to go into politics.
Yes.
I can't. I need a break.
Okay, so well, you know what's going to happen anyway. All right, so I want to bring this story up. I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the news, you know, about the rioting and stuff, and our attitude seems to be there seems to be a lot of tension between people and law enforcement, and it's really sad to see because I do have friends that are cops. I know there are good cops out there. Of course, I'm sure there are bad cops out there. The thing with social media now is we see a lot more of the bad and not enough of the good. And people do post some good stuff up there. So, but there's just still not enough. We always highlight a society. We always highlight the negative, and it's so sad because we always remember the negative and we never remember the positive. And I don't know if we're taught that as from young kids or not, but it's just one of those things where we never look at the positive things. Well, here's what I'm going to read the story to you, Sam, and I'll be interested on your feedback. A KFC customer shocked by sign on front door. So, of course, you know, I looked at this and I thought, this kind of caught my interest. So there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken in Gallipolis, Ohio, and I have no idea where that is.
Couldn't tell you.
This sign prompted praise from people across social media after it went viral, garnering over 4,000 shares and 9,000 likes on Facebook. It was posted to the Ohio Going Blues page. And it says, all uniformed police officers eat free every day, all day. Okay, I think that's a great sign. I really do. This is a positive post, but
Agreed.
some of you can't see the bigger picture. This was somebody who wrote this as an officer. As an officer, I do not go into any establishment expecting, wanting anything in capital letters to be free, or let alone even a discount, whether I'm in uniform or not. And I can tell you other officers feel the same way. We don't like special treatment, but the fact that KFC is acknowledging law enforcement, which is why this was posted, the administrator of the Ohio Going Blue pages wrote in a comment, to those stated that other first responders should also be acknowledged. My answer is absolutely, and I agree with that. And the people that go out in the ambulances, the people who go out in the fire trucks, the people that risk their lives every day for us should be acknowledged like that. And the story goes on to read, even KFC employees commented on the post in the support of officers. It says, yes, we feed police officers for free every day. I work at the Russell, Kentucky KFC, where we honor our protectors. Now we need to give them free dinners to food and veterans, give free dinners to veterans also. I'm going to bring it to their attention next time I see the owners, the employee commented, which I think is good. They deserve everything they get, and especially if it's free, another viewer posted. So this is something positive with law enforcement. In an opposite incident, and this is what's sad, which is still going in our society, a Virginia police officer was denied service at a restaurant after one of the cooks refused to make food for the officer while she was in uniform. Obviously not a very smart person. Uh-huh. He was quoted as saying, "You better pull me off the line because I'm not serving that," the cook allegedly said, Fox News reported. Well, your first response as a police officer is anger, the police chief said. But these are very difficult times right now with our relations with everyone. And to have one of my officers treated in that manner unnecessarily, your first response is anger, and then you talk them down a bit. So I think it's a positive thing that we're starting to see. Hopefully this trend changes. But, there's too many things that go on. People's perceptions are, all we see is the bad. All we see is the bad things that happen. And I think it's totally ridiculous. I think there should be more positive things that go on. And I think we need to change that. I don't know how, but as a society, as we live every day.
It starts with media. It starts with the public. It starts with marketing. It starts with who's influencing, our young teenagers or even kids today. Yes, bad things happen in the world. And we do need to report on them. That's part of the news. But, we don't need to sensationalize it. We don't need to continuously be looking for it. There should be things that people can talk about just to make them laugh and have a good chuckle every now and again, or just make them feel good. I mean, there's no reason. There's plenty of good news stories in the world, that can be talked about. So it's not even an issue. But the only people that can change that are you guys. I mean, so
it's one person at a time. I believe that can change that.
And so if you feed it, it's like a cancer, and the cancer spreads quicker than the what's the word I'm looking for? Then the chemo gets to kill it.
Yeah.
So it starts with you being in the car with your kids as you're driving to work in the morning, and your kids are in the car. You don't want to hear negativity. You don't want to hear fighting. You don't want to hear all this bad stuff. Put on something that's going to make their hear something positive.
Better. Yes.
So I just think it starts with us. I think it starts with us, and the more we feed into it, the more we enable it, and the more the media and marketing groups and all of that.
Now, see, and I'm sure that story doesn't get as many hits as some other stories because it's a positive thing. I really think that it's all along the lines of respect. And we talk about millennials not having respect for their elders. I'm sure when I was a kid, my elders said the same thing. I think it's just teaching your children and teaching your family to be respectful of law enforcement people. I have a relative who is a police officer. I have friends that are police officers. And, life is not guaranteed every day when you walk out the door.
No,
we were talking about this the other day. And it's not. But you know what? You know who has a greater chance of not coming home at night is a first responder, is a police officer, is a public servant officer, anybody that's in that line. You know, these people, if there's a fire in your house, they run in a building burning to save you. You know, if somebody's in danger, a law enforcement officer, you know, will come to your house and help or try and protect you. And, you know, they have the greatest risk. I mean, even if you say you get pulled over for a light out on the side of the highway, you know, even though you see now, when I was a kid, they would always come to the driver's side, at least in Florida. When you see the state troopers, they go to the passenger side now, so their back is into traffic. Because you know what? You don't know who's going to run them over, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Their jobs are dangerous no matter what.
Right. Every
day they encounter different people. Sometimes you can be the nicest people. Sometimes they got to worry about it. So my thing is that if we treat the law officers with respect, that you will get that back, and it should never be an issue. And it's too bad because you can look up on YouTube and see people like I actually looked on YouTube once and saw a video of two guys just sitting there harassing a police officer, and they're being nice because somebody's filming it. And, you know, they're calling them all sorts of names, and I'm thinking, how do you do that? And you know what? They let them because they're on camera, and it was like they were provoking, and you just don't need to provoke that. You just don't, and it's just not right. They are people too. They have a job to do just like everybody else. And you know what? It's not that their job is more important than a lot of our jobs, but you know what? It's what they could potentially face that they go out every day. And that's the thing that my buddy told me. He's like, you know, it's not necessarily handing out tickets every day. That's the worst, or, you know, pulling people over. It's the one or two calls that you get that are very hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They see things that the normal people don't see. I mean, they even go to the paramedics. I mean, those are the people that help people out the most. And I can't imagine what some of the scenes of innocent people who've been in accidents, especially in Florida, you know, where they pull up and you've got some bad drivers.
Yeah, they're all scammers.
Oh, stop.
Dude, they are scammers.
That's just because you work at the insurance company.
Let me tell you, I am tired of calling people, attorneys, big firms with billboards in this town, trying to
I got my client $750,000.
Oh, my favorite is the new commercial that says, if your auto insurance agent didn't sell you didn't put uninsured motorist on your policy, don't buy from him. We were making fun of him the other day at the office. I said, you know what? You can go ahead and quote it till the cows come home. But you know what? When these stupid people from Florida see the price, they say, I can't afford that. And in the state of Florida, it's not required by law. So therefore, they don't buy it. So don't be putting your commercial, don't buy from them if they don't put uninsured motorist on your policy. You know what, Mr. So-and-so?
Wow.
Yeah.
We've gone a totally different direction with this topic.
Yes. Yes, because they're all scammers.
Wow.
I really, it's very difficult in the state of Florida to believe in the general public.
Would you imagine if we actually had inspections? Like I lived in Pennsylvania where you had to get your car inspected.
They do
every
in Miami.
year.
They do in Miami.
Yeah, but that's only for admission or for admissions.
Well, that's true. I mean,
yeah, it's not which I don't understand that they would need it because it's not like it's New York where it's smog or anything or LA. It's just not.
It's
I don't
Miami.
understand why they do it.
They do things differently. Yeah, I don't know.
But guys, just think about it. Next time you see a police officer, you see a first responder, you know,
just say thank you.
Just say thank you. A veteran. I had a story I brought in about a veteran, which we may talk about after the break. But I want to go. I was told it was already talked about on the program.
I didn't hear it, but you know, then I get told I don't listen.
But so. just think about it. I mean, I'm very happy now that these police officers are carrying the body cams, just so it's not his word against her word anymore. Especially with the way you see some of these tapes, with the way people react to when police pull you over, and they may have a legitimate reason, and then the people refuse to get out of the car. They refuse to put down their window. You remember there was that UCF student a couple years ago that wouldn't get out of the car. And the officer ended up breaking her window down, but it was all caught on video. And I believe it protected the officer because I don't know, another one of those cases where it was his word versus her word. And that's where I think it's used in a positive way. The unpositive way is like the couple that we saw I think we talked about this, where, her boyfriend got shot or something like that, or they're trying to get the boyfriend out of the car, and the girlfriend's there cussing at the officer and videotaping it instead of anybody getting out of the car, anybody doing anything. We need to change our outlook towards our law enforcement and towards our veterans and towards our first responders, and look at them in a positive light. They have a difficult job to do, and those officers that do their job and they obey the code of their sworn in and to protect us and try their best every day deserve our respect. Not saying that every cop is that way, but I would like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, until proven otherwise.
Now, going in a completely different other direction here. I don't know if you heard this or not today, but apparently Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo is healthy again.
Yes, he is.
But he's giving way to rookie quarterback Dak Prescott.
Yes, he is. I heard this morning.
So here's the soundbite from cute dimple boy.
Oh, God.
He's adorable.
To you.
He is.
It's like we just did this yesterday.
Tony started off. Do you?
Well, one sec, Dib.
Okay.
First, I just came up here to talk to you guys. I wrote something. I put it together that I really just wanted to read more. I know you have a lot of questions, as many of you have hounded me pretty much daily. Edward or Texas on the hour. But
I'm sure.
I'm not going to probably get to every. I'm not going to take any questions, so hopefully I answer most of them with what I'm saying here. And if I don't answer, I'm sure we'll talk in the future. So hopefully we're going to keep it short. I think it's for multiple reasons. One, I think it's in the best interest of our team.
He's just making it longer.
But we'll leave it at that. So I'm just going to read this, and hopefully you can just stay with me. I don't think it'll be too long. But I think it does capture the essence a little bit of what
He's so handsome.
Your mindset is throughout all this, and our football team and the situation.
I'm so glad you think so.
I know so.
Here we go. To say the first half of the season has been emotional would be a huge understatement. Getting hurt when you feel like you have the best team you've ever had was a soul-crushing moment for me. Then to learn it's not 3 or 4 weeks, but 10 is another blow.
Agreed.
And through it all, you have a tremendous amount of guilt on having let your teammates, fans, and organization down. After all, they were depending on you to bring them a championship. That's what quarterbacks are supposed to do. That's how we're judged. I loved that. I still do. But then here you are, sidelined without any real ability to help your teammates win on the field. That's when you're forced to come face to face with what's happening. Seasons are fleeting. Games become more precious. Chances for success diminish. Your potential successor has arrived, injured 2 years in a row, and now in the mid-30s. The press is whispering. Everyone has doubts. You've spent your career working to get here. Now we have to start all over. You almost feel like an outsider. The coaches are sympathetic, but they still have to coach, and you're not there. It's a dark place. Probably the darkest it's ever been. You're sad and down and out, and you ask yourself, why did this have to happen? It's in this moment that you find out who you really are and what you're really about. You see, football is a meritocracy. You aren't handed anything. You earn everything, every single day, over and over again. You have to prove it. That's the way that the NFL, that's the way that football works. A great example of this is Dak Prescott and what he's done. He's earned the right to be our quarterback. As hard as that is for me to say, he's earned that right. He's guided our team to an 8-1 record, and that's hard to do.
Yes.
If you think for a second that I don't want to be out there, then you've probably never felt the pure ecstasy of competing and winning. That hasn't left me. In fact, it may burn more now than ever. It's not always easy to watch. I think anybody who's been in this position understands that. But what is clear is that I was that kid once. Stepping in, having to prove yourself. I remember the feeling like it was yesterday. It really is an incredible time in your life. And if I remember one thing from back then, it's the people that helped me along when I was young. And if I can be that to Dak, I've tried to be, and I will be going forward. I think you all know something magical is happening to our team. I'm not going to allow this situation to negatively affect Dak or this football team by becoming a constant distraction. I think Dak knows that I have his back, and I think I know that he has mine. Ultimately, it's about the team. It's what we've preached our entire lives. I can remember when I was a kid just starting out and wanting to be a part of something bigger than myself. For every high school kid out there or college player, there's greatness in being the kind of teammate who truly wants to be part of a team. Everyone wants to be the reason they're winning or losing. Every single one of us wants to be that person. But there are special moments that come from a shared commitment to play your role while doing it together. That's what you'll remember. Not your stats or your prestige, but the relationships and the achievement that you created through a group. It's hard to do, but there's great joy in that. And all the while, your desire burns to be the best you've ever been. You can be both. I figured that out in this process. It's what separates sports from everything else. It's why we love it. It's why we trust it. It's why I still want to play and compete. Lastly, I just want to leave you with something I've learned in this process as well. I feel like we all have two battles or two enemies going on. One with the man across from you. The second is with the man inside of you. I think once you control the one inside of you, the one across from you really doesn't matter. And I think that's what we're all trying to do. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Wow, that blows me away. I didn't hear that this morning. I know they were talking about it on Mike and Mike on ESPN, but I didn't hear that. That's pretty powerful. And I started to think, my first question to you is, do you think he wrote that?
I think he did.
I listened to his voice during the reading of that statement, and you could just hear that wasn't a prepared statement. And it sounds like,
he had the paper in front of him.
It sounds, but I'm saying is, it sounds like that he wrote it. Wow, what a mature statement. That's got to be hard as an athlete to write.
It's not like and Cowboy fans, calm down, take a deep breath, inhale with me,
relax. No, wait, that's Green Bay. No, I just think
he's not retiring. He's just moving from the forefront to be the backup. Should they need the backup? That is what I'm understanding.
Yes, and they're not going to mess. That team has really good karma right now.
And he knows that.
The team is playing well together. And you know what? If they win a ring, he still gets one.
Well, and that's just it.
But
here's the thing. If they get to the Super Bowl this year, which is very possible with their record, they're doing a great job. So it is extremely possible. If that happens, he'll absolutely get to play at some point.
Well, no, I disagree with you.
No, I think they will throw him in, even if it's just for
garbage time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I think they will.
Based on his track record and based on how easily he gets hurt, I would be afraid to put him in because of that.
I think if they get to the Super Bowl.
Until you absolutely need him to be in, yes.
If they get to the Super Bowl, they've got nothing to lose. If he gets hurt.
See, that's a great point right now where he can come out and he can make that statement of saying, you know what, I'm going to let this team go as it is. I'm going to be a stand-up guy. I'm going to let Dak play. Wow.
Woohoo!
Who's that guy?
Who's that sexy guy?
It's nice of him to let him play. You got to think of two things. He's still getting paid. And this isn't going to be an issue until next year because next year he's like $24 million on their cap. So that is where it's going to come into he's either going to renegotiate his contract to stay in Dallas, whether he's the backup or not, or he's going to they're either cut him or they're going to do something with him because if he still wants to play, he's probably going to have to go to another team.
Well, I think we'll just have to see where it goes. that being said, we're going to take a break.
The man
when
is
we come
back.
well, I don't care that Doc's back. I mean, hey, whatever.
It's football pick time.
I don't even know that that's him, to be honest with you. I don't recognize him.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking
Oh!
I didn't need to see that. I can't believe I even looked over that way.
You're listening to the Doc Show Coast to Coast. Head over to our website, docshowcoasttocoast.com. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel so that you don't miss a minute of the fun. When we get back, it is NFL Pick'ems time.
Painful again.
It's not painful. If you just subscribe to the Bam Bam Sam School of NFL Pick'ems,
if you
and
want
all
to
you
win,
have to do is email me, sam@docshowcoasttocoast.com for $21.90 I'm going to cut the price. I'm going to cut the price because it is almost Black Friday. It is going down to $21.95. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. $21.95, and you too can pick your NFL teams like Bam Bam Sam.
I got a better tip. Just pick the opposite of what I pick, and you'll be like 12 for 12 every week.
My way is so much better. You're listening to the Doc Show Coast to Coast. I'm Bam Bam Sam, and we will see you on the other side of the break.